Hi, Dad. I really don't like this yellow, whatever it is. Seems like plastic. Seems like an old shower curtain, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. It's some recover that happened probably in the 60s, and I want it to go away. I have some red that I think will look really cool on this car. It's cold today, so I'm going to take these things apart and get them inside where I can work on them. And then obviously the plan would be to redo the front also so it would match. That old brown looks like it's tough as nails and would last until forever. But I want to do it in red, which is over there in that roll that looks white. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take these things apart and at least take the covers inside. Give me something to work on. It lifts right off. How easy is that? Looks like it's had some mice or somebody living in it at some point. What can you see? Oh yeah. And are these nails? Maybe these are nails. Interesting. I don't know. I expected to see hog rings, but maybe hog rings came later. A lot of little what looks like tacks. Can you see the mouse nest? Lovely stuff, isn't it? Yes, indeed. There's the mouse nest. Somewhere there. All right. Of course, the seat just lifts out too. There is some hog rings on that. We'll take a little straightening. Oh, maybe some repair. That doesn't look good. Hope I can fix that. You see that? That's not quite in there. Right here is kind of broken. Yeah, this will be a challenge. I think there's enough there to fix. Might have to find an old bed spring or something to do something with, but hey, you never know. Around the corners, there's a larger, I think it's a tack. Let's see if it pulls. Yeah, it's loose. It's going to come loose, I think. Yeah, that's a big tack. There's 4 of them. And then there's a bunch of little that look like kind of carpet tack kind of things. Maybe it's an upholstery tack. I don't know. Whoops. These little guys. And then there's this style with the big head, but it's not as big as those ones in the corners. And he kind of bent over when he went in. But there's that. So I'm going to pull those out, and that cover should come off. See what we get. Kind of like pulling teeth, only easier. I've never pulled a tooth. Looks like the original cover is still in there. That's pretty cool. I bet it's not in good shape. This yellow went right on over the original. Trying to be careful taking that apart, because I don't want to leave any of those little pieces, like that tiny little thing, in there when I take this in the house to work on it. I'm really curious about what these are nailed into. That's metal. That original cover's still on there. I suppose ideally I should use the original as the pattern. But this was just put on over it. Oh, look at that. That is cool. I think that is, yeah, there's something there that they tacked it into. Maybe it's wood. Lots of little tacks. Ow. That one's still sharp. So it looks like this had an upholstery layer, and then around this edge there's like some kind of beading or whatever you call that. I don't know all the upholstery terms. All right, so I've got the yellow all separated. Let's take a look. It did have a big split, but overall, a couple big splits. That's not bad for 100 years. I'm sorry, not 100 years yet. It's only 90 some. Been preserved under there with this lovely yellow stuff. Wonder if I can duplicate that in red. That'd be cool. All right, keep going. Okay, so I think I have all the tacks out of it. I don't know if this is wood that's encased in this metal or what, but tacks go into this softer material that's wrapped with metal, steel. And then at this side, there's a layer of burlap and a layer of something else. Seems like a cotton linen kind of thing. I don't know. And then, okay, let me just lift it out. This is a mess. Maybe it's not liftable. Maybe it's still fastened. Oh yeah, there's a hog ring there holding, oh, I see. The burlap goes against the springs. Then there's some stuffing or cushion kind of stuff. And then there's this layer holding that all to the springs. Then the upholstery goes on over that, and it looks like, well, there was a little stuffing there. Let's do this. Ooh, yeah. So, what does this look like? Yeah, there's that layer. Then there was stuffing and burlap, and then the springs. And under here, there's another interesting piece. This probably was like a bolster over to the edge originally, because that's where it is on that side. That makes sense. Give you a little bolster on each side. It's like I don't know, some kind of stuffing. And then this is hog ring to the springs. That'd be next. Find the hog rings. Maybe just tear it off and take the hog rings off later. That might be easier. Wow. For some reason I feel like I should be wearing a hazmat suit. That's a hog ring. Alright, so I took one hog ring out, opened it up, and got that all off of there. I think there's another one over here, but it just tore away. Yeah, there's another one there. But here it is. The seat. This is the seat back. This is the back of the seat back. It would go in the car. These clips sit on the rumble seat lid here. It slides in, and I also discovered there's a tab down here for a bolt on one side. Appears to be missing on the other side. So that actually would fasten in. This one was loose, but there, and really not too bad, I don't think. I think this we can just redo and be good. Clean it up. So pretty exciting stuff. Hope you like that. Did you notice this? It's a, oh, now I covered it up with dirt. It's a 747. Wonder what that means. So that had some pleats sewn into it with some of this stuff in those pleats. Or I guess that's called a pleat. Very nice. I think the new one will be a little more modern. I like this for a pattern though. Maybe this is where that was. Take it out over the press. Cool. It's something to work with. All right, this is the rumble seat bottom, and it is a little rougher condition than that back was. I can see this segment of springs is loose. This is some torn up hog rings holding it together. Not going to be very difficult disassembling this, I don't think. That might be the toughest spot right there. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know if you can even see it. I don't know where I have it. Let's just tear that away. Get that out of there. that one was holding, that's for sure. Oh yeah, it was just a hog ring wrapped around 2 springs. There you go, hog ring. Should have chucked it in the trash. Not sure where to go here. It's old and brittle. It doesn't stretch anymore. I think it must have stretched to go on there. I'm getting somewhere now, though. I think that old brittle yellow stuff may have been holding this all together. What's the seat surface look like? Oh, well, worn. I'm trying to figure out how the original was attached. There's a hog ring there, but that might have been from the yellow. Oh, the original goes in between. Well, how that's held together. Down here where it's broken, it might be easier to tell. Or not. Might just look rusty. Uh-huh. This will take a little research to get this right. Or close. One thing I know is this bend and this bend, I'm pretty sure don't belong there. I think it should look more like this. What do I know? Pay attention, because there's something there. Those go that way. I think this is the front. This is the back. This is the front. This is the back. Maybe? Ooh, it might be too late for me to figure that out. This was like this. This is the back. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. This is the back. I don't know if I'll be able to read that. There's some ink there that says back. Alright. The original fabric goes inside this channel, but I don't know what's holding this channel. Was that an S-shaped channel and that was just pressed over the fabric? Gonna have to do some research. Because I don't know if that'll come apart and go back together if that's the case. New one might go hog rings right around this, or have some wrap around here and pull together in the middle. Lace it. That might work. There's options. It would be interesting to see how this process happened originally, because what I said is true. The fabric has a cord in it, whatever that, I don't know, it's called belting, something like that. And it wraps around this part of this. It's just a piece of sheet metal that's kind of curved in it or formed in an S. So it wraps in here, and then that's crimped over it. So the process of building that was amazing, because they had the springs all crimped in the bottom side, and then they put the fabric over the top and then crimped the bottom of the seat together. At least that's the way it looks. I wasn't there, but I'm not that old. So very fascinating. It'd be very interesting to see how that worked in the original factory where they built those. As I'm going a little further, this is very interesting. Between the upholstery and the springs is what used to be something that looks a little bit like, I would call it mail, or some kind of springy, it's metal. It's like, I think it's probably there because in the rumble seat you had to step on the seat to step down into the rumble seat area. And so it was probably there as extra support. I don't know, maybe all the seats are like that. I haven't taken the other seat apart. But this is the bottom, and it has this metal mesh, but it's woven together like chain link fence. That's what it looks like. It looks like miniature chain link fence. Coiled springs curled into each other. Again, think of the process of how they put that together. Fascinating. All right, Dad, so I've got this seat cover. Well, it's original upholstery, not just a seat cover. Original upholstery here, and I'm cutting it apart so that I can use the original pieces as patterns for the new. And here's the new over here. This is going to be cool. It's, okay, yeah, sure it is. That's going to be a big change. So that's going to be neat. Never done this before, so everything's a challenge. I'm sure I'll learn how not to do it at some point. But just a little bit at a time. This is a little slow, tedious process. Cutting the threads in between the pieces. But I'm holding the camera, so I can't really do this very well. So, gonna have to put it down, and maybe I'll show you some other steps. Okay, I've got to do a little bit of video just for myself, if nothing else. This piece of the bottom, at the front of the bottom, there is the belt mold kind of stuff with the cord in there. And I think that probably it didn't go to here, so maybe it just ended here at the corner. And these corners, you can see there's some pleats. That edge, a little different. But this is not, I'll have to check that. They may be a separate piece there. It might be. But these pleats are just pieces that are sewn, just pleats sewn into it. And back here at the corner, it was cut square and folded in and sewn together to make that corner to go over the padding. See that? But there was no cord across the back. I took this piece off the back and there was no cord on it. That's pretty ragged, isn't it? Okay. Okay, back in this front corner, what I've discovered is this is all part of this whole piece. It's a pleat that's sewn together, but here it's sewn tighter, and on the inside it's actually been cut to give you a cut edge here. It goes up about that far, I think. I discovered it actually on the other side, which is a little more torn up. But it's obvious right here that it's been cut. So just need to remember about yay far. It's cut up to there. So it's probably about 3 inches. Maybe 3.5. That's where it's been cut. To take that extra, it probably had a lump if you leave that in there. So, little trick. Hopefully we'll get it all back together right.